It seems like the Democratic Party is always struggling with something.
Yeah.
Every week there's a new headline about some conflict or changing priorities.
Right.
And today we are going to deep dive into one really interesting issue.
Okay.
It's the party's approach to race. And believe me, it's complicated.
Oh, I bet.
Remember all those leaked emails a while back about how the DNC was favoring Clinton over Sanders?
Oh, yeah. When Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigned,
Right.
that was a big deal for a lot of people.
Exactly. And it feels like ever since then, the Democrats have been trying to figure out, their identity, especially when it comes to race.
Yeah.
And then into this kind of chaos comes Sally Boone Brown.
Okay.
She was running for the DNC chair position.
All right.
And she had this radical idea.
Oh, really? What was that?
Basically, she said the party is so out of touch on race, I don't even know the way back.
Wow. That's a pretty strong statement coming from someone inside the party.
I know, right?
It's not something you hear every day.
No.
Like a politician admitting their party messed up.
Yeah. Let's actually hear her say it.
Okay.
Here's a clip from an interview she did.
Okay.
Clip plays. The Democratic Party has the opportunity to do something different. And around the issue of race, we are so far out of alignment, I don't even know the way back. She doesn't hold back, does she?
So far out of alignment.
Yeah. What do you think is behind these strong words from her?
Well,
Is she really worried about where the party's going? Or is it more like a strategy?
to use this kind of talk,
Yeah.
I think it's probably a few things. On the one hand, you've got more and more people in the Democratic Party,
Okay.
especially the younger and more progressive voters.
Right.
They're realizing that racial justice is super important. They feel like the party hasn't really dealt with inequality,
Okay.
and they want a more drastic approach.
So there's a real desire for change.
Yeah.
But what about the other side of this?
Well, there's also the reality of politics,
Uh-huh.
with two parties. Democrats are trying to get votes from everyone,
Yeah.
and that includes white working class voters.
Okay.
And they might not like hearing about white privilege.
Or getting rid of systemic racism.
Exactly.
So Brown's kind of walking a tightrope here,
Yeah.
appealing to the progressives without turning off moderates.
It's hard to do both.
It is, but wait,
Yeah.
because it gets even more intense.
So no.
There's another clip where Brown talks about white privilege
Okay.
and how white people need to basically be schooled.
Schooled.
Yeah, listen to this.
Okay.
Clip plays. And that tells me that white leaders in our party have failed. I'm a white woman. I don't get it. And I am from Idaho. We are so white. So white. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt. My job is to shut other white people down when they want to say, oh, no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm a Democrat. I'm accepting. I am talking to people of color because you have the answers. You can tell me as a leader what I need to do. Sally at wethensc.org. I need schooling so that I can go school to other white people. We need it. Wow.
Wow.
It's like she's saying white people need to step back and let people of color lead on racial justice.
That's a pretty bold thing to say.
Yeah. Even for a progressive Democrat.
Yeah. This schooling thing is interesting.
Yeah.
Where does that thinking even come from in the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
Well, we got to remember that the Democrats are like America itself. They have a long and complicated history with race.
Right.
For a lot of the 20th century, the party was a mix of progressives and conservatives.
Okay.
And they were really divided on issues like race and civil rights. It wasn't until the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s that they started to fully support racial equality.
So this idea of schooling white people
Yeah.
about their privilege
Right.
is a pretty new thing.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Well, the term white privilege became popular in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
But the idea behind it has been around for way longer.
Okay.
Black intellectuals and activists have always said that white people benefit from the system,
Right.
often without even realizing it.
So schooling is about making people aware of these inequalities.
Yeah.
But what about conservatives? How are they reacting to this kind of talk?
Oh, they're pushing back for sure.
Like how?
Like Mark Dice.
Oh, yeah.
He's been criticizing Brown's approach.
What's he saying?
He says it's like liberal indoctrination that makes white people look bad.
So he sees it as an attack on white people,
Yeah,
not about fixing racial inequality.
exactly. And he points to this MTV video as proof.
What video?
He says it shows how ridiculous the liberal agenda on race is.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's hear it. Clip plays.
Hey, fellow white guys, it's about to be a new year, and here's a few things we think you could do a little bit better in 2017. First off, try to recognize that America was never great for anyone who wasn't a white guy. Can we all just agree that Black Lives Matter isn't the opposite of all lives matter? Black lives just matter. There's no need to overcomplicate it. Also, Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing. Cops weren't born with blue skin, right? I mean, dead. They weren't born blue. Stop bragging about stop saying woke. Learn what mansplaining is and then stop doing it. We all love Beyonce. And yeah, she's black, so of course she cares about black issues. I'm talking to you, Fox News.
Feel free to take Kanye West, though. You guys can have him. You know what you did, Kanye. Nobody who has black friends says that they have black friends.
Oh, cool. That's a lot.
Right.
It's definitely provocative, but is satire. Like real activism
I don't know.
or something else entirely.
It's hard to tell.
What do you think they're trying to do with this video?
Well, on one hand, it's so over the top.
Yeah. And the claims are exaggerated, so maybe it's satire, making fun of those stereotypes and arguments people use against social justice. But the video also taps into real frustrations, like things that the black community and white allies are really upset about, the Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter stuff.
Right.
That reflects the whole debate about police brutality and racial bias.
Yeah. So even if it's satire, it's using humor to talk about serious stuff.
Right.
And Dice sees this as part of the schooling Brown's talking about.
Exactly. He thinks this video and its ideas are that liberal indoctrination he keeps talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like it's taking over American culture.
And to prove his point, he mentions these articles.
Oh, yeah.
With headlines like 36 white people who need to be stopped and 17 foods white people have ruined.
Right.
Those definitely sound kind of clickbaity.
Yeah.
Do you think they're serious?
I don't know. It's hard to say without reading the whole articles.
Right.
But, you know, this kind of attention-grabbing language, it's everywhere online.
Especially on sites that need those clicks.
Exactly.
So maybe those articles are more about getting people riled up
Could be.
than starting a real conversation about race.
Yeah.
But Dace doesn't stop there.
No.
What else? He shows this footage of people on the street trying to get signatures for a white privilege tax.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What is a white privilege tax?
So they're explaining to people that it would be like a 1% tax on white people's income. And the money would go to minority communities.
Interesting.
They even say that the petition isn't legally binding.
What?
Yeah, they just want to get people talking.
Huh. A white privilege tax.
I know, right?
It's a pretty provocative idea.
Yeah, but is it a real policy proposal? Or just like a symbolic thing?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The people who support this tax say it's a way to acknowledge, like, to really deal with the historical and current benefits white people have gotten from systemic racism.
So, like, reparations.
Yes.
It's trying to make things fair after centuries of inequality.
Exactly. But critics say it's impractical and divisive and basically impossible to actually do fairly.
Okay.
Like, how would you even decide who's white?
Right.
And how would you measure the benefits of white privilege?
Yeah, that's tricky.
It is.
Yeah, it does raise some questions about how you fix past wrongs.
Right.
And what a fair society actually looks like.
Yeah.
But this white privilege tax idea, even if it's just symbolic, feels like it could make things worse.
How so?
Like create more division instead of less.
Oh, I see. Yeah, a lot of people are worried about that. They think framing it like a financial transaction could actually reinforce bad stereotypes.
And create resentment.
Exactly.
It's like putting a price on racial justice.
Right.
Which just seems wrong. But even if we forget about whether a white privilege tax could actually work,
the
whole concept makes you ask, what even is white privilege? I feel like people throw that term around, but I'm not sure everyone really gets it.
That's true. I think the term can be confusing, even off-putting to some people.
Especially if they feel like it's never helped them personally.
Right, because it sounds like you're saying white people have it easy.
Yeah.
Which isn't always true at all.
No, lots of white people struggle too.
Yeah, the poverty, discrimination, all sorts of challenges.
So how do you explain white privilege to someone who's like skeptical?
Well, I think you got to emphasize that it's not about guilt or denying individual struggles. It's about recognizing that there are these structures and systems in society And they can either help you or hurt you, no matter what you do personally.
So it's not about blaming individuals.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the bigger picture of how race works in society.
Exactly. It's about seeing that the playing field isn't level.
Okay.
And that certain groups face barriers that others don't.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Studies show that white job applicants are more likely to get called back for interviews.
Really?
Yeah, even when they had the exact same resume as a black applicant.
Wow. So there's proof that racial bias exists?
Yeah.
Even in things like hiring.
Exactly.
But how does that connect back to Sally Boone Brown and her schooling comments?
Well, I think she's saying that white people, even the ones who are progressive and trying to be good, they might not fully understand how bad systemic racism is. And how it actually works.
So she thinks white people need to educate themselves and be willing to listen to people of color.
Exactly.
So it's about shifting power and giving more space to those who have been marginalized.
Exactly.
But I bet some Democrats don't like this approach.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like they might say, hey, we're the party of inclusion.
Right.
We don't need to divide ourselves by race.
Yeah. How do you reconcile those two viewpoints?
It's tough, right?
Yeah. It reflects the struggle within the Democratic Party itself.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have this commitment to diversity and inclusion.
Right.
But on the other hand, they realize that just being colorblind doesn't solve the problem of systemic racism.
So it's not enough to just say, we treat everyone equally.
Nope.
You have to acknowledge that people aren't treated equally.
Yeah.
And then work to change those systems of oppression.
Exactly. It's about going beyond equality in theory. To actually achieving equity in practice.
I see.
And that means addressing the specific needs and challenges that different racial groups face.
Okay, so we have this internal struggle within the Democratic Party about how to deal with race.
Right.
And then we have conservative commentators like Mark Dice, who use this debate to paint the whole party as radical and out of touch.
It's a lot to think about.
It is, but I'm starting to see how it all fits together.
Yeah, it's complex.
It is.
But what's interesting is that both sides are basically arguing about power.
Oh, how so?
Who gets to control the story about race?
Yeah.
Who gets to decide how we address these issues?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's not just about policy or beliefs.
Right.
It's about who has the power to shape the conversation.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what's at stake in this DNC chair race.
Yeah.
Sally Boone Brown has a very specific vision for how the Democrats should handle race.
And it's definitely getting strong reaction.
That's both sides.
For sure. Brown's candidacy is forcing the Democrats to face some uncomfortable truths about their own history and to deal with the complexities of race in America today.
So it's not just about picking a leader.
Nope.
It's about choosing a direction for the whole party.
It's a big moment.
Yeah, but of thinking bigger.
Okay.
This whole debate about race within the Democratic Party, it's kind of like a mini version of what's happening in America as a whole.
I see what you mean.
Like we're having this national reckoning with race, and it's playing out everywhere.
In our politics, our media, our everyday lives.
You're right, and the stakes are high.
How we handle this will have a huge impact on the future of our country.
It feels like we're at a crossroads. We can either let these divisions destroy us, or we can find a way to come together and build a fairer society.
But that's a whole other deep dive.
It is.
One we should definitely explore more.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
But first, I think we all need a minute to process all this.
Yeah.
This has been enlightening, but also kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm sure our listeners feel the same way.
I feel like we just barely scratched the surface here.
Yeah, this whole race and politics thing.
It's a huge topic.
Oh, definitely. We could do several deep dives on this.
So where do we go from here? We talked about Sally Boone Brown's approach to racial justice in the DNC.
Right, which was pretty controversial.
Yeah, and we saw the pushback from conservatives like Mark Dice. We even got into the whole idea of white privilege.
Yeah, and it's clear that these conversations about race, they can be really tense.
For sure.
Full of misinterpretations and a lot of performative outrage.
It's like everyone's yelling.
Yeah.
But nobody's listening.
That's a good way to put it. And that lack of real dialogue
Right.
That's what makes progress so hard.
Right.
When we just reduce these complex issues to sound bites and social media posts,
Yeah.
we lose all the nuance and empathy we need to understand each other.
And to bridge the divides.
Exactly.
So how do we break out of this cycle of outrage? How do we start having productive conversations about race?
Yeah, conversations that actually lead to change.
Right. Not just more division.
Well, I think first we have to admit that these conversations are going to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
We're talking about deep-seated biases, historical injustices, and systems of power that benefit a lot of people without them even realizing it.
Right? There's no way to talk about this stuff without feeling some discomfort.
No, you're right, but it's necessary.
It is. And it takes a willingness to listen, to learn, and to be open to viewpoints that challenge our own assumptions.
And maybe even to admit that we don't know everything.
Right. Humility is important.
It is. We all have blind spots.
Yeah.
We all have things to learn.
Sure.
Coming into these conversations with curiosity and a willingness to be wrong, that can make a big difference.
So it's not about being right or woke.
Nope.
It's about understanding different perspectives.
Yes, and experiences.
Okay.
And it's about moving beyond the individual to the systemic.
What do you mean?
Realizing that even if we're not racist ourselves,
Uh-huh.
we still live in society that's set up to perpetuate racial inequality.
Okay, so uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Willingness to listen and learn and focus on systemic change.
Right.
That's a lot. But it feels like a place to start.
It is.
But then what? What concrete actions can we take?
Well, that's where it gets even trickier.
Oh, why?
Because there's no one solution.
Okay.
It depends on our own circumstances, our skills, what we have influence over.
So we each find our own way to contribute.
Exactly. Find your lane and do what you can.
Okay.
For some people, that might be educating themselves about racial justice, having tough conversations with family and friends.
Right.
For others, it could be supporting organizations fighting against systemic racism.
Okay.
And for some, it might mean running for office or advocating for policy changes.
So it's about finding our own place in the movement for racial justice.
Exactly.
And recognizing that even small actions can make a difference.
That's what I like about this. It's empowering.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait for someone else to fix it.
We can start making change now.
Yeah, in our own communities.
That's a good point.
And honestly, that's what gives me hope. Despite all the problems and setbacks, there's so many people working hard to make things better.
Yeah.
And the more of us who join them, the stronger we become.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Okay.
Think about what you learned today and how it applies to your own life. What uncomfortable conversations are you willing to have? What actions are you willing to take?
Yeah.
How are you going to contribute to the fight for racial justice?
Good questions.
It won't be easy.
No, but it's important.
It's the most important work we can do.
I agree completely. The future depends on it.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here.
No, keep learning. Keep questioning.
Keep pushing for a better world.